And just like that, we are live. Hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, mindset, and we sprinkle in travel, honey. You know that's how we do around here. If this is your first time, hold on, y'all. Where's that noise coming from? It's a ghost in my house. Somebody turned on my TV. What the
Okay.
I mean, it sounded good, but look, that ain't what we're trying to do. If this is your first time here, welcome, 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 welcome. If you've been here before, you already know the drill. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and share this broadcast. Share this live stream with a sister who you know deserves some luxury travel in her life. And I'm going to take not much more time, but I do need to do some housekeeping before we go on one step further. You guys know that Mara Love is our moderator extraordinaire, and she'll be chiming in just a second. She'll be moderating for us tonight, I believe. But let me tell you this, it was her birthday month because Marilyn does not celebrate her birthday. She celebrates for the entire month. And y'all, I missed some of it. So charge it to my head and never my heart, Mira Love. You know I love you and I appreciate you. She's always here moderating for us. Hey, Mira Love, there she is. She just chimed in. So if
Happy
you,
birthday.
that's what I'm saying. Y'all show some love to Mira Love.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
If you're in the chat, please make sure that you wish Marilyn a happy birthday month because my sister celebrates all month long. And I see Tanya is here. Hey, Tanya, welcome, welcome, welcome. If there's anybody else, I see we have 12 viewers so far. So if there's anybody else, please say hello as you come into the chat. Please say hello. Please wish Mira Love a happy birthday. And I'm going to let our guest panelists tonight start off by introducing themselves. If you haven't caught the topic for tonight, it is Black women redefining luxury travel on our own terms. And it's given all kind of rich auntie energy and vibes, baby. So if you're down for this is exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I'm going to let Tiffany start by doing an intro. Tiffany, tell us who you are, where folks can reach you, and what you do in the travel space.
Okay, let me make sure I got all that. First, let me say happy birthday, Mary Love. Enjoy your birthday month and beyond, many, many more. For those who do not know me, I am Tiffany Herring. A lot of people know me as Tiff Stay Trippin, or trademark and travel agency of Stay Trippin. So who am I? I'm a travel advisor. I am a travel entrepreneur. But more importantly, I am out here trying to connect with women mainly, although men are welcome as well, but women to just show you. I come from a small town in Ohio, raised in a small town in Michigan, to show you that travel is possible and to just show you that day in and day out, not just tell you about it, but show you through my travels and help you be able to do the same. So rather that, and I don't want to spoil it because I'll start getting into everything now, but we'll talk about the ways I can show you how to be able to do that. But again, I want to make sure that you know that travel is accessible. So again, through my travel agency, travel business coaching, and let me make sure I'm not going to lie to you. I got to get my nerves together. So if you're ever out there and you're like, "Ooh, I'm nervous," baby, it's normal. So as far as how can you connect with me, I am on social. I'm old school, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I love a good Facebook still, even though Instagram and TikTok does get love. But for my Facebook, I am Tiff Stay Trippin, and then for my TikTok and Instagram, I am Tiff Stay Trippin _ So again, first name Tiffany, so TIFF Stay Trippin, no G, TRIPPIN _ or you can just find me under Tiffany Herring. My real government name is out there. Herring like the fish, HERRING. I would love to connect with you more after this, so please don't be shy and feel free to reach out. So hopefully I answered all those questions, but I'm nervous, so let me know, Miss Sandra.
You did wonderfully, sister. Bravo, bravissimo.
Thank you.
Crystal, you want to tell us who you are, where the folks can find you, and what you do in the travel space?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Excited to be here tonight. My name is Crystal King. If any of my supporters are on, they know me as Travel Queen. I am the CEO of Queen King Luxury Travel, and I curate luxury trips. And I inspire people through my traveling and living abroad to travel more. So it's nothing to speak to me and say and ask, and for me to ask you, hey, do you have your passport? Because if you don't have your passport, you can't travel with me. So I like to say that I really inspire people to travel more and just live their true, authentic selves and their true, authentic lives. So I've been in the travel industry, like officially, like made it my business 6 years ago, and just through me traveling through cruises and flying to different destinations. I just came from Thailand with a group of 10 ladies, and that trip was absolutely amazing. So I love traveling and I love inspiring people through my content of travel. So if you'd like to come along with me on the trip, you can follow me on my socials. I'll be announcing my next group trip soon. And I also live abroad, and I also teach people how to live abroad. My family and I are here in Mexico, and we are living our best lives. So again, if you'd like to connect with me to find out how you can live your best life living abroad, you can contact me through TikTok. TikTok, I am Travel Queen 2025. And then on YouTube, I am Travel with Queen. And then on Facebook, I am Crystal King. I can't wait to connect with you.
Thank you, Crystal. And Danny, finally, will you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell folks where they can find you on social media and what you do in the travel space?
Thanks, sis. I'm Danielle. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm going to try as hard as I can. But I'm Danielle Lewis, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But I lived, worked, and retired in Washington, D.C. Like Crystal, I live abroad. When I retired, I sold my house, my car, and everything in it and traveled the world until COVID. So um, I designed selfishly indulgent culinary and wildlife vacations for grown up women my age or, retired, 60, 70 years old. We take our time. We enjoy what we doing, okay? I love
Right.
pampering my women. I haven't done a trip with men yet, but you know, I've been asked. So anyway, you can find me. My agency is called Selfish Me Travel. You can find me on all channels under Selfish Me Travel.
I love the name of your business, Selfish Me Travel, because people think there's this connotation that to indulge yourself is selfish. But in a negative way. And Danny, I love that you took that and reclaimed that and spun it in a positive way. Because being selfish isn't really a negative
It's
thing.
not a bad word.
No, you need to take care of yourself because if you think somebody is coming in to save you, I'm sorry, sis. I've been on the planet 60 years. Ain't nobody swooped in with no cape talking about, Sergeant, let me save you. It not just it just ain't happening. And if there's anybody who's going to teach the world how to treat you, it's you.
Hmm.
The way we treat ourselves, I promise you, is the biggest indicator to anybody that's watching these are my expectations. I don't care if it's a man, if it's your kids. This is how you have to treat me. If you coming over here, if you can't do no better than that, sir, you for somebody else. You not for me.
Right.
Because I take care of myself. And so, Danny, I definitely appreciate that you reclaimed that word, that phrase, and turned it into something positive. So I'm gonna jump
Thank you.
right into it. And then, ladies, I want you to know this is very informal. We talk. This to me, this is like our virtual kitchen table, where we talk together. So you don't have to wait for your turn or for me to address you. The first question, though, that I do want to throw out is, how did you even come to the luxury travel space in particular? Because I find that more Black women are starting to travel. We're starting to move abroad with things the way they are in the US. It's getting real easy to make that choice to get your passport and get the heck up out of there. But what I don't see as much is Black women indulging in what you would consider the luxury travel space. We're moving around, but I sense this reluctance to really go for it. And so, Tiff, we'll start with you. What was it that prompted you to venture into this luxury travel space? And what does it mean to you? Because it means something to everybody. It means something different to everybody. What does it mean to you when you hear the term luxury travel, and what prompted you to go into that space?
Ooh, okay. So I know I need to leave time for my other sisters in travel, but I promise you it's a story. So let me just say, and probably answer your second question first. Luxury travel was all about evolution for me. So first of all, I had to get comfortable traveling, period. You have so many people, they're not comfortable traveling maybe out of their city, out of their home state. And I wasn't either. I had to start taking road trips and kind of those staycations. And then I got a government job where I had to leave Augusta, Georgia and drive to Denver, Colorado. So I promise you I'll be fast. But again, that evolution of travel is here and travel expands. And I'm in the US. And next thing I know, I'm in the Caribbean. And then next thing I know, okay, I think I feel a little comfortable going to Europe. So again, before I could even get the luxury travel, I had to get comfortable within myself to know I can do this. And then not only that, I am worth taking that time off from work. It is not a merit of honor or a badge of honor to say, oh, perfect attendance. No, ma'am, not me, not Tiff. So don't think that, you have to forego your PTO and not use it. So luxury travel, after I experienced burnout, really became it's a me versus them. Am I going to let myself kind of die on the vine, if you will, or am I going to give myself better? Like you said, I knew I deserved better. I go to work, I make money, I do the responsible things. It is okay to be selfish and treat myself. And again, once you experience burnout and you feel it take a toll on your health, then you say, I got to do something different. So for me, travel has always been my outlet, and to start doing more of it. So when we start talking about luxury travel, what did that mean for me? More of a feeling, not just a definition, more peace of mind, more comfort, more laid back, more, again, I deserve this. I don't have to feel any kind of way for partaking in this. And again, when I started getting away, I could feel that pressure from my chest. It started to subside. I could feel myself smiling more, sharing more, and I was just in a different space. So again, for me, luxury travel was about getting away in the way it made me feel, and knowing there were other men and women and men I knew was going through the same thing. I'm a Navy veteran. So whether you're a veteran or you have a demanding job, I mean, any profession, anybody out working, spouse, parent, you probably relate and understand where I'm coming from, that you need that. It is okay to go out there and take it. So I'll kind of stop there.
Tiffany,
Nice.
thank you. Because luxury, I think when you say that, that word in itself makes people think that it's for somebody else. Luxury isn't for me. No, we absolutely work hard. We deserve it. And I love that you even tied it into your health. Because seriously, going away and letting somebody take care of you, pamper you, and just take some of the weight off, I know it's been a godsend in my life. So thank you for bringing that point up. Crystal, same question for you. What got you into the travel space, and how do you really define luxury travel?
What got me into the travel space is just me traveling, right? And to me, traveling is a love language. Like that's my love language. You can I don't bring me no shoes, don't bring me no clothes, don't bring me no purse. Well, bring me the purse too. You come to me and you tell me that you're going to give me a trip, I'm down. Like I'm ready to go, right? And I feel like in the luxury space of travel, luxury is whatever it means to that individual person. Because I used to think when I first got started in my business, oh, I'm going to curate these luxury, experiences for people. And that is what I do. But luxury is something different to everybody. So, one luxury thing that I always do when I travel is, even if I travel with a group, and I tell my people that I travel with, I will leave you at the gates. I'm not waiting. I'm not taking my shoes off at TSA.
Preach.
Like for me,
Preach.
I'm not sitting in the common areas.
Gym pop. We call that gym pop.
I'm not sitting in the general population. I'm going to use my my Platinum American Express benefits and go and sit in a VIP lounge. And I don't care if you talk about me.
Yes.
That's my luxury.
Yeah.
That's my
That part.
luxury, right? So I understand if for some people they're okay with just going on a trip. Okay, so I'm your girl that you booking your travel. How can we move you into experiencing this kind of luxury,
Mhm.
especially if you want it? Because you sitting there looking at me like, sis, how you get through security in 5 minutes, right?
Teach
So
the people. Teach
right,
the people.
right.
Teach the
Like, but
people.
we not doing that. Now, if you're not doing it, let me help you get to that. Let me help you get to that level of luxury. So, like I said, it's just a love language for me. I would come back from my
Mhm.
trips and just feel so depressed. And if I didn't have something else on my agenda, I would feel depressed. So,
Mhm.
obviously, trips, when you go on vacation, when you travel, it doesn't always have to mean it's expensive.
Mhm.
So that's why I like to tell my clients that I work with, maybe you can't take a whole 7 days off, but maybe you take a couple weekends off because of your work obligations, and it still gives you time to get away and show yourself the self-love. See, one thing I see that all of us have in common is the self-love aspect, and
Yes.
I talk about it so much because sometimes us as in a culture, we can get away from self-love. It is not selfish to love and take care of yourself.
That's right.
It's not,
Mhm.
because
Because you cannot give from an empty cup.
there
You
you
can.
go. There you go. If I'm always pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring, what do I have left for myself? I got to make
Mhm.
sure that my cup is full so that I can take care of everyone else around me. And that's what I do.
Mhm. Thank you,
Nice.
sister. You brought up something, and listen, I'm gonna put a pin in it, but I want us to circle back to this because you talked about being able to have access to the lounge, TSA, global entry. I want to make sure that we get to all of those things because, like you said, they don't have to be expensive. Luxury does not have to mean you are breaking the bank.
Right.
That's what I think it's one of the highlights that we all kind of agreed we want to communicate to sisters. I don't want you to think that luxury travel is inaccessible because of finances, whatever it is. Luxury is what you define it. And for me, it's ease. Baby, ease can come in any number of ways.
That's
Like
right.
you said, I don't want to sit out there and gym pop. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to the lounge. I will see you on the other side, but I will hope that you will come with me. And so,
Mhm.
you all don't let me get past that. I want to go back to all of those things, those little extras that we can do to elevate even the simplest of trips and excursions. Okay, don't let me forget. Danny, would you address us the same way? How do you define luxury and how did you get into the space? What drew you into this space?
Well, my love word is access. I'm a little older than Tiffany and Crystal. So, being in the corporate world and being sent on, conferences and to sites and etc. I I always felt like I was the first black woman there, right? I mean, you walk into a room trying to change a perspective, to teach people how to use something, to build a system for them. And when I walk in, because they've already heard about my credentials, but they didn't know who I was, right? So when I walk in, it's like, you know, a black woman.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I've been traveling solo since I was 17 years old. So that's 45 years of traveling solo around the world. Another thing, you go on to Iceland and you know what I'm saying, and whatever, and they're looking at you like, so to me, it was always access. I want to be able to access anything that I want to be able to access.
Right.
I don't care
Right.
about the looks, right? Come ask me some questions. I don't mind that. But I wanted access. I wanted the same access as everybody else.
That's
Okay.
right.
So going, traveling on corporate changed in around the 90s where you could start billing things on your own credit cards instead of the corporate card. Okay. So I had my Amex Platinum. I had, you know what I'm saying? I had that top of the line and I became an ambassador in Sheraton, which is now Marriott, and all the highest level statuses in IHG, Hilton, Hyatt, and Marriott. Right. So every time I checked in, I was going to the executive level. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I had that. You have a lounge on the executive level. You don't have to pay for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
That part.
Okay,
Take me to the
so
club. Take me,
you know
take me to the
exactly. So
club level.
that just trains you up. Okay, that's when. So when
Yeah.
yes, the lounges in the airports, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Global entry, I'm there, right? And so, um, but it is so rewarding now. It is so rewarding to go and be able to go to a non black friendly, as they say, place that we think is non friendly, and people just want to sit down and ask you questions. And as a solo traveler, I always try and promote solo travel, at least doing it once in your lifetime. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of my friends have never solo traveled in their life, and I say do it once. Because when you travel with your partner or just your friend, your conversation is between those two people. But when you travel by yourself, you're observing everything. You're absorbing everything. So I'm a big proponent of traveling solo and going to spaces, just being observant.
Yeah. Yeah. You all touched on so many wonderful things, and I think the next place I want to take this to is what are some of those things, those little extras? Because again, I want women to understand you don't have to be a millionaire. If you are already traveling, you should be enrolled in all of the hotel programs. Any airline, I don't care if you get on that plane and they have a program, you should be making sure that you're tracking those miles. So I'm going to let the experts talk to us and tell us what are some of the ways that we can upgrade and some of the things that we can put into place now. So even if you aren't accustomed to this, if you haven't done it before, they're going to tell you here are at least 2 or 3 ways that you can things you can put in place now to help upgrade future travel. So anybody jump in. What is something that you would recommend to somebody who isn't in the space, but this is something that you can do to start upgrading your travel
Can I
experience?
can I add this just to piggyback off of Danny said, being in like the VIP lounges in those spaces, it opens you up to different conversations with
Yeah.
different people from different backgrounds.
Tiffany and I just had that conversation.
Right?
We
Because I
just
don't
said
want all of my circle to look like me. I need a diverse circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in those places, that is a benefit,
Yeah.
right? So you want to make sure if you can have an American Express. The Platinum card is the one I enjoy because it gives you travel benefits.
Yes.
And also there's a call called Priority Pass. If you couple that with Priority Pass and your American Express, those two will get you in lounges almost
All
every
around the world. Yeah.
all around the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can also, a lot of people don't know this about the Platinum American Express when they start thinking about the membership. But the membership pays for itself because you get global entry for free. You get TSA for free. So you get all of these things that by the time you count up all the benefits, the membership has pretty much paid for itself. But
Yes.
again, having access to a card like that will have you in places and spaces having conversations with people that you didn't even know that you can have, right?
Yes.
And
yeah.
so you can also save up your points, right? You save up your points on your American Express. When I fly long distance, I fly business class and I don't apologize for it.
That's right.
And again, I have been in places, it's not just about the experience, because being in places and spaces with people that I wouldn't normally meet, that is an experience.
Yes.
So on one of my flights going to Dubai, I flew business class. And who was I sitting next to? A prince.
Oh.
I would have never in my normal life encountered him, but because I'm sitting in business class
That's
and
right.
I'm getting up now halfway through my flight, 6 hours in, I'm going to the business lounge, and now I'm talking to this prince, or now I'm talking to this somebody else in a prominent position in Africa. It opens you up to be in places and spaces that you absolutely to deserve to be in. So save those points and get those free airline, those free flights.
I
I'll say
promise you.
this.
Oh, go,
I'll,
Danny.
I'll say this is to think forward, right? I knew I was going to retire in 2017. I knew I had always wanted to go to Australia and New Zealand, right? So I knew the hotels that I wanted to stay in, etc. And so I built up those points and I built up those miles. So I spent 3 months in Australia and New Zealand, all flights, all hotels paid for. Okay. When I landed in Sydney, I was, like I said, I was an ambassador staying at the Park Hyatt. Well, it was whatever their status was in at the Park Hyatt, which looks directly on to the Sydney Opera House. I was
Mhm.
prepared. I paid with points, but I was prepared. I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask. I can ask if you put me in the opera view room. They were like, Miss Lewis, we already got that covered. Come with me. I'm sitting out there every day looking at the Sydney Opera House, plan ahead. I knew that's what I wanted. I wanted to stay at that hotel. I wanted to
And
stay
there's
at
something
that
to be
hotel.
said, Danny, about speaking things into existence to
Yes.
you all. All of this stuff, I think if you go into it with the mindset that I don't deserve it, it's not me, it's for somebody else, you will get exactly what you project. But if you go into it with an openness, like, I would love to have this experience, I'm expecting to have a wonderful time above and beyond anything that I can imagine and believe. I promise you, the universe will meet you right there in that space.
Yes.
It will meet
Yes.
you right there. Tiffany and I were having a conversation before we even came on the live. And I was telling her I was in Halong Bay in Vietnam and I took a 3-day river cruise or whatever it was. And it was, I wouldn't even say it was a splurge, but it was something that I wouldn't do every day. Because y'all know I found the best boat they had. I'm like, what boat? Well, how many, what's the newest one over in here? I want the biggest, the best, the fast. I want to experience that for 3 days. You all, we went on a side excursion, and who was sitting next to me? I had no idea. We were just exchanging travel stories. I told him I just left this wonderful hotel in Thailand. He said, honey, I developed that hotel. I'm the
Ooh.
developer. I promise you. And then he told me we're working on another project someplace else in Southeast Asia. I was like, excuse me, you never know. It didn't cost me anymore. He and I sitting in the same space. The man asked me, he says, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I don't want to tell him all my business because I'm a solo traveler. He asked me, he said, well, are you still interested in working? I want to say, sir, you hurt my feelings. I do not dream of labor. I do not work anymore. But just like that, a connection was made. Had I been in the market, he's like, do you travel? Is this what you do? No, sir, I'm out here chilling just like you chilling. You just never know who you're going to meet in those spaces. That's somebody I would have never come into contact with. So everything that you ladies are saying is right on point. If we can have those experiences, for sure, you all can have those same experiences. Absolutely, it's open to us and we deserve it and it is for us. So we got that one out the way. I love that we talked about how to accumulate your points. Is there something else, another tip or trick that you can share with our audience, ways to elevate your travel experience? We talked about global entry. Anybody want to talk about any of those other ways that you kind of supercharge your experience?
I want to mention that when one of another benefit of having the the American Express Platinum card is that you can also double dip with other rewards. So, like, I'm a Marriott girl, right? Because I had an American Express Platinum card, it allowed me to automatically get upgraded to Gold Elite, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what benefit does that have? A lot. Like, if I feel like I don't want to leave at 1 or 2 at 12 o'clock, I can my one of the benefits is checking out at 4. If
Yes.
when they have that available, I can
Yes.
check in earlier. They give me free upgrades, So you want to check, with any of these reward cards. And I've had some people to say, "Oh, well, I don't like credit cards." Just get it for the benefits. Just get it for the
Mhm.
benefits, even if it's $500 that you got on it to spend. Pay it off at the end of the month, but take advantage of the benefits, because there's a lot of people that have these cards and they're taking advantage of the benefits, and it's luxury.
Mhm.
So just take advantage of the benefits.
Yeah.
There
I
are a
say,
lot of people. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tiff.
No, I was just going to say, Crystal hit on a really good point. That was one of the things I was going to talk about. So I'm not in nobody's pocket, but I say sometimes we have to change our relationship with money. And what I mean, to piggyback off of Crystal, like some people take a lot of joy in, I don't want credit cards. So if you're one of the types, you know you're not going to pay your credit card off at the end of the month and you don't have a good relationship with money, you are in a judgment-free zone. This is not for you. But for those of you who are already paying, already have the money, and you're like, I'm just going to pay cash, let me kind of just spin it. You already have the cash. Why not use these credit cards? So in this travel space, you got to find the what's in it for you, and you have to make it work for you. So you're not paying full price for anything. The with them, as we say in the military, the what's in it for me in the credit card game is, again, you already have the money. You're about to pay it off. Your debit card swiping, real money, real time. You can swipe that credit card, real money, real time, and you can pay it right off in a line, on a portal, on the phone. You can be getting sign up bonuses up to 200,000 miles, a little more, a little less. 200,000 miles, let's say, I don't know, on a United, like I'm gonna put it in perspective. I've just had a one-way 80,000 miles Turkish Air, chef in the air with you, like luxury champagne, food, 80,000 miles. And again, I told you can get anywhere from 200,000. Baby, you might want to reconsider, maybe some of you, maybe not all of you, but just again, think about your relationship. And if you do have a good relationship with credit, because again, this is all about positioning yourself to make it worth your while and make it beneficial for you.
Yeah. Danny, you were going to say something?
Well, we all seem to be points and loyalty girls here. Okay. But also take advantage. If you don't have the 200,000 miles, Singapore Airlines, I know, is one. There's a couple of airlines that allow you to combine points from several cards, right? So City, American Express, and Chase, you can all add points to your Singapore Airlines and buy that business class and be done with it. Okay.
Ladies, you know what? That brought to mind as soon as you said Singapore. Anytime you say Singapore or Doha, first of all, those are my favorite airports in the whole wide world. If you have not flown through Doha and been in that Doha airport, honey, you're
It's
in for a
amazing.
treat. If you haven't been to the Singapore airport, oh my goodness, you should put these on your list. We talked about lounge life because don't nobody want to be out in gym pop. So make sure you are getting access to the lounge. But did you all know this? And tell me, have you used this? Because I had an opportunity to use it, but it just wasn't in the cards. I was too tired. As I flew through Doha, they have stay over programs, or they have, yes. So I know Doha has one. That would be Qatar Airlines. Icelandic has one.
Emirates has one too through Dubai. If you have a long layover like I did, it was 34 hours, and they have it. It's called Dubai Connect. And the only thing you have to do is go to the counter once you check in, and they give you your transport. They pay for your transportation, and they pay for your hotel.
And it's 5-star hotels.
That's right. Actually, 5 stars.
5-star hotels.
Blew my mind. And you all, I did a video some time ago. I'll have to link that video that lists at least 7 or 8 different airlines that offer this stopover program. So what it is if you just happen to be flying through Doha, for instance, because that's the one I'm most familiar with, on Qatar Airways, and you have a long layover, generally they will schedule you with a long layover, especially if you're continuing on to Southeast Asia or beyond. There are perks, and I'm talking about free perks that you can take advantage of. They will, I think in Qatar at the time when I was coming through, they offered a free tour, a city tour, transportation, hotel. And it sounds too good to be true, but it is absolutely true. So please check with your airline. If you have a long layover, just go ask the question. I'm going to be here. I've got a 36-hour layover. What can you do for me?
Yeah.
You just never know. Are you guys familiar with any others? I know Icelandic. I know TAP.
Turkish.
And I want to say Singapore may do one as well. Do you all know any others off the top of your head?
Yeah, Emirates. So Emirates does it. And then did we say Qatar?
We said Qatar,
Emirates.
Emirates.
And since I just want to put a little seed in there about business class. If you have not treated yourself to business class, let me just tell you, you deserve it. And let me do a specification, because business class on these United States Airlines,
no,
It's not the same. Tell the truth.
No.
Listen, baby, it's different.
Emirates, Qatar,
It's
honey.
different. It's
Oh yeah.
different. Like,
It's
give
so
me
different.
all the aged wine. Give me all the aged fish eggs. Give me all the aged cheese. I'm going to sit up in here and fly
Right.
my 12 hours
I
in
want
7
my pajamas.
days. Yes. I want my
Okay.
pajamas, my eye mask, my toothbrush, my makeup.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to it,
Yeah.
ladies. Treat yourself to business class international.
Royal Thai used to, and I think they cut it out. But when I was last in Southeast Asia, they used to, if you had business class, you got a massage. You went at their
Mm.
lounge. You went to their lounge at, in your in between, and you got a massage, a 20-minute massage. Okay. Woman worked the kink out of my neck. I was like, I'm here. I
And
was
you let her,
thrown out
huh?
here at her.
You let her
Oh
work
my,
that kink out of your neck.
woo, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
We're here
Yeah.
for it. That's we are here for it.
And they
Nobody.
and they also pick you up too. I want
Yes.
to add this. They pick you up. Like, I don't know about any others. Emirates is my favorite. But Emirates, if you book business class outright with your ticket, they provide luxury transportation from your home to the airport, right?
Yes.
Now, let's say you on a little bit of a dime, and you really trying to save some coins, but you still want to fly business class. This is what a lot of folks aren't telling you. You can upgrade at the gate. Now, you run the risk of there not being a flight available, but every time I have left out of, let's say, like Dulles Airport, there has always been an upgraded seat available. You can save you a lot of coins by upgrading at the gate versus paying for your ticket outright.
That's a good one too. That last minute update. But you know what? And tell me this, because you all are way more experienced than me. I tried to pull that one time. I think I had gotten through the first leg of a flight. I think I might have been in Detroit, and I wanted to upgrade to business class. And girl, I think they quoted me like $5,000, $6,000. I was like, sir, now I'm all about a good upgrade. But for this last minute, I'm not about to give y'all $6,000. I'm gonna tough it out this time. I'm gonna sit on back here and it got premium economy this time. This time, because $6,000. So, is there a time frame? Is there a sweet spot for insuring? Because I would say to anybody, if you're, for me anyway, if my flight is over 8, 9 hours, 8 hours I can almost do. But if it's over
Yeah.
nine
Yeah.
hours, that's where I draw the line. And I wasn't so pressed because, I was leaving out of Detroit. I wasn't going to be on there that long. I was like, okay, I could live with this. But if you're talking about coming to Southeast Asia, if you're talking about a 14-hour leg, then a layover, and then another 6-hour leg, I just don't even see where business class is optional, because the last thing you want is when you get there to need 3 days to recover from the plane ride. That it just cuts into your whole experience. Is there a sweet spot though for ensuring that maybe you get a better price for business class? What's your experience, ladies?
I would say to make sure that you have an account. So I'm going to use Emirates, right? So I am a gold member, I think, with Emirates, right? So that means I'm signed up to be able to receive their emails, receive their promotions, receive any discounts. They don't really do no discounts, but they'll send you a
Yeah.
couple days before your trip. Emirates will actually send you a promotion to upgrade. Now, you can choose to deny that, or you can take that, right? Or you can wait till you get to the gate. Oftentimes, if I know I'm going to upgrade at the gate, I do try to get there at least at 2 and 3 hours. Because remember, I told you I got global entry, I got TSA. So sometimes I get to the airport in 10 minutes and whisk through. I'm not saying y'all should do that, but it's a luxury of mine. So you know what I'm saying? But I know I'm not going to be in the lines long.
Right.
So I would advise, especially if you're leaving out of a busy airport like an Atlanta or JFK, those airports tend to be airports that a lot of people do upgrade to business class for like long haul flights, right?
Yes.
Like internationally. I would say get to the airport in enough time so that you can ensure that if you want to upgrade, you can, and there are seats available.
Anybody else?
No, she's right. Arriving early.
Ladies, What and we listen, we talked before we got on the line, y'all. So some of this stuff I already know the answers to. But I'm just gonna ask, what is one luxury experience that you think every Black woman should have in her life? We've talked about the add-ons and the amenities, but what is one luxury excursion that you think every Black woman should experience at least once in her life? And can I start with mine? Because
Go
I'll be
ahead.
honest. I just watched Tiffany, and I promise you, this is not even, I'm no cap. I just watched Tiffany on a 7 day luxury cruise. And when I tell you, I've seen some beautiful things in my life. Really, I have. When I roll back through my pictures, sometimes I cry, literally for real tears, that God has blessed me to see some beautiful things. But honey, when I saw her online on this luxury cruise, I was like, Mama, I haven't seen that yet. Mama needs to get this cruise in her life. That's 7 days with a butler, with, top shelf alcohol. Just, I said, this ain't your grandmama's carnival cruise.
Right.
This is something that I want to experience. So I think 7 days at sea with beautiful ports, having your own personal butler, that to me that's the epitome for me. So that would be something I would think, and I would love to share that with some sisters. I don't know if one of y'all could curate that, but what I would love to have that experience, and I would love to have that experience with some other sisters. What is one for you all that you think? And Tiff, I hope I didn't take yours because it was good. If y'all not following Tiffany on Facebook and online, y'all need to, because every night she did a recap, and I was sitting there like this, like I was living vicariously through this sister, because she was really showing and talking about all the things we talked about tonight. Like we'll go into more, but that would be the one that I would share. Anybody else got something you think every Black woman should experience?
Well, I of I'm a spa girl. Okay. So I spent 6 months. Sandra, you stole my itinerary for Southeast Asia, right? So I've gotten a massage on every beach there is in Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, whatever, right? But when we go to foreign countries, so my Morocco trip was last year, and I've taken a hammam in Turkey. And I explain that. Do a hammam, right? So 6 of the 9 did the hammam in Fez. And when they came back, they were like, okay, we got another free day. Are we doing the hammam in Marrakesh? And I'm like, yeah, that's an option. Okay. But it just being able to enjoy being taken care of from head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like it. I'm also, I don't cook that much, right? But I always take a cooking class wherever I go. That's
Mm-hmm.
another thing that just spoils me, right? I just love good food. So being pampered and learning how to cook something different, even though I may never try it at home, is what I do.
It's just another way to experience the culture of a place
Yes.
too, through the
Yes.
food. That's a part of
Yes.
the travel experience. And Danny, yes, I have to thank you. I absolutely did steal your Southeast Asian itinerary, and it landed me in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. And when I tell you, honey, if you
Yeah.
have not been, put it on your list. It's one of those two. It probably comes in second to that luxury cruise, because that luxury cruise, I'm going to do that. But I promise you, the Marina Bay Sands, watching that view over the city
Mhm.
skyline, your own personal butler, honey, your own
Mhm.
reserved cabana by the pool. Upgrade me, treat me good, treat me good.
Yes. We deserve it.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
absolutely have work. Nobody works harder than a Black woman. Show me
Right.
somebody.
Nobody.
Nobody. All right, Tiff.
So I would say, Sandra, you did steal mine, but not the cruise. So not the cruise, even though I could talk on that one. So again, I told you I'm from a small town, Lima, Ohio, not Lima. That's Lima, Peru, but Lima, Ohio, and I live in Saginaw, Michigan now, another small town. So if you've had this experience, I think you're going to feel what I'm saying. But if you haven't, every woman needs an experience. And again, that's how subjective luxury travel is, that makes you cry. I was in Aruba. I wasn't even big luxury. When like Sandra said, you feel how blessed you are to be in the travel space, to be out doing something you may have never thought possible, something outside of your norm, maybe something outside of your tax bracket, and you know you deserve it, and then you gonna cry real tears, like ugly face, ugly tears. When you experience that, it's only up from there, baby. It's only up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has had that experience. I would imagine. Do you all want to share some of your experiences that made you absolutely cry? I know when I look back at my pictures from Japan, I absolutely cry because I just think Japan's a superior nation. I said what I said, argue with your mama. I think Japan is superior in terms of the cleanliness, in terms of, I mean, y'all, I'm a germaphobe. So if you can wow me with a public bathroom, baby, you got me. And when I tell you Japan has the cleanest bathrooms I've ever seen, you could go to one in a public park and it's as clean as the one that you will find at the Park Royal Hotel. It's all the same. They don't throw trash on the ground. And so for me being there, it was surreal. I felt like I had been teleported to sometime in the future. It's just such a juxtaposition to the US. And so when I look back at those pictures and the serenity that I felt when I was there, that those make me cry. Those bring me to tears. A lot of Southeast Asia brings me to tears. Do you all have a bring you to tear
Wait, can
experience?
I'm sorry, can I jump in and answer the last question you had? Because you skipped me and I was ready to
She
give
was
Did
mine.
I skip you? Girl, you gotta keep me on track. Get
I,
me. Look.
I was ready to say, now look, I gotta piggyback off of Danny because I love me a good massage. But if
Mhm.
it was one thing that, what was the question again? Because I don't want to get it wrong. I got my
a
answer.
little
No,
special.
one experience that you think every Black woman should have.
Freedom,
She should experience it once in a lifetime.
freedom,
Yeah.
Oh,
like freedom,
okay.
because you can experience all of those things, but if you looking at the clock, like when I gotta be back, I gotta put this laptop. To me, that's not freedom. Like the freedom
Mm,
to be able to really be in the moment and really focus on that massage that somebody's son or somebody's daughter is rubbing all over your body. Really experiencing that,
Yeah.
really experiencing and taking in the emotion, the way things feel, the way things smell, and really having that freedom to enjoy all of what you guys have said.
Yeah. You said it, sister. I
agreed.
think that's the overarching umbrella from all
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
is freedom, having the freedom to to give yourself permission,
Yep.
having the freedom to say it doesn't matter where it is on the globe. If my mind imagines it and I say I want to go there, knowing that you have the freedom to make that thing happen. Pack your bag, buy your tickets,
Absolutely.
and go and
Yep.
enjoy it when you're there. Stop watching the clock. Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
And since we're here, sister, go ahead and tell us one of your experiences that absolutely made you cry.
An experience that made me cry. Oh my gosh, I have so many.
I know.
I have,
Mm-hmm.
I have so many. I have so many. Come back to me. Let me think about that. Because I was so ready to say my last answer. Come back to me. Let me think about that.
No problem. Because listen, I want to talk about this too, and we will absolutely come back to it. And then maybe we can even wrap up with there because as we talk about it, I'm with you all. There's so many that when I think about it, it brings me to tears. I think part
Yes.
of that though is rooted in gratitude. It's
Mhm.
that I am grateful for this life,
Amen.
not grateful like, oh, thank God, woe is me. I never thought. No, I am grateful that we are able to step into these spaces and step into it, girl. I step into it with my chest. I don't care who you are. You can stare. I don't care what it is. I've learned that over time that I enjoy myself when I'm not trying to make myself small in a space. When I step into that space, like I know I belong here, honey. I don't, you may not see me. You may not see us often, but I'm here and I'm enjoying that space. So I do want to talk about this. How do you balance the authenticity of your full self in some of these spaces that aren't accustomed to seeing Black women? I've been to places where you can tell that a lot of Black women don't go here. And you can, I get the stares. I've been asked all the things like, can I take a picture with you? I haven't had the one where anybody asked me to touch my hair yet. So how do you balance the authenticity of bringing your full self, your full blackness, your full womanness into spaces that may not be accustomed to seeing black women? How do you handle that?
Well, um, I think first of all, slow travel helps with that, right? If you're running through a country, you really don't have the opportunity to even, you know, sit with a local, let alone just another tour company coming through. When you slow travel, and that's what I did after I retired and then up until COVID, I lived in places, okay? So, like when I went to the Maldives, I didn't go to the resort, right? I went to the island where the people that work on those resorts actually live. Okay, it still got the same white sand. It still got the same see-through water, but I spent 10 days on that island living and talking to the people who took a boat to those resorts every single day.
Mm-hmm,
That's
mm-hmm.
how you absorb and adjust and you get that experience. And so when people came and sat down to me, because they did want to, ask me about my hair, okay? But they came and had a conversation about what they've seen on television and why my hair doesn't look like the hoochie coochies that are, that they get shown on MTV, you know what I'm saying, shaking their behinds because that's what they think all black, depending on where you go. Again, what's being shown on television is all they know about us. So when you slow travel, you have that conversation with people who really want to know.
Yeah. Danny, you hit so many things because that's the difference between travel and vacation. Vacation, you have this mindset that I'm only here for a few days and you may be trying to cram in all of these things. There's a difference between vacationing and travel. When
Mhm.
you travel, you are there for the experience. You're taking in that place through the food, through the culture, through the people. It's a whole different thing. I'm not so concerned with jumping off and, parasailing and doing all of those things. I am sitting with local people, and that's where those conversations take place. And I gotta say this one, y'all. Danny, you took the words right out of my mouth. I am not into respectability politics. Personally, I'm never gonna go through the airport with my bonnet on and my pajamas and my flip flops. But sis, if that's how you rolling, hey, everybody do what they gotta do. But I don't know that people realize, and when I say this, I know I'm preaching to the choir, that those images that people see in videos, I love me some Meg the Stallion, I love me some Cardi B, I love them all. Y'all shake it, shake, baby. If I was 20,
Make
30
that
years
money.
old, I shake it, make some money too. But here we are. But I don't think they realize is that those are the images that people hold on to. They need to see regular black women, just like me and just like you. And that we don't all shake and bend over for the camera. We don't all live this way without, I'm not condemning anybody. If that's how you get down, sis, that's how you get down. But that's not how I get down. And black people are not a monolith. We are all shades, we're all shapes, we're all sizes. We come in all socioeconomic backgrounds and all educational levels. And I think that's what we bring to the space in terms of representation. I think that's another reason why it's important for us to get out and go to those places that you
Yes.
dream of, that you feel like might be just beyond what's attainable. Because not only are you going there and you're enjoying, but it's like a cultural exchange. So with you, Danny, I don't mind the questions. I really don't. I don't even mind
Mhm.
taking pictures. But I will tell you what I will do. If you want to touch my hair, I want to touch yours too. I flip it right back on you, baby. If you want to take a picture with me, nah, honey, you're not the only one gonna leave here with a photo. Take my phone because I want your picture too. Because I don't get to see you every day either. It's the way I balance it for myself, so I don't feel like I'm the monkey in the cage on display. No, ma'am. If you ask to touch my hair, I promise you I'm touching yours right back. If you want to take my picture, I promise you we're gonna get one of you on my camera as well, sis. I just feel like that's fair exchange. But I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me. I don't take it personally because I realize that people don't always see us. I'm talking about real us in all of those spaces. Did I get off track, y'all?
No, but I don't feel like you got off track, but I forgot what the question was.
Girl, wait a minute.
As our
Did you come up with your experience? We're talking about how do you balance showing up as your full self in
Got
these
it.
spaces where they may not be accustomed to seeing Black people.
So
How do you
I always tell people that the best person that I know how to be is myself. Right. So I always walk into rooms like I'm supposed to be there. Because whatever I am doing in my life, or whatever I have done in my life, has afforded me to be in this country, taking this vacation, experiencing this experience. So yeah, I'm supposed to be here. So, I have gotten funny looks, but then I'm looking at them like, well, what you doing here? Because if you can be here, I can be here, right? And I feel like when you can have that type of confidence that I walked into a church one day, into my church, and the lady looked and she said, "You walked in here like you owned the place." Well, how was I supposed to walk in? Like I rented it? Because you would have had a problem too. You would have had a problem with that too. Walk in with my head all down. No, I walk in here like God sent me because He did, right? And so I think that if we, as women, as Black women, if we embrace that this world is big and we deserve to experience it in all of its glory, that will have us walking in a different type of confidence.
Yeah. Anybody else want to tackle it?
Yeah, I say Crystal definitely brought up a good point, as well as Danny. Again, to be able to show up as yourself, you first have to know who you are, and you have to be comfortable. So like I say, my whole travel has been an evolution. It didn't start plop. Here's luxury travel. Here's Tiff, take me or leave me. I had to build my confidence. I had to get to a space where I'm okay being on a luxury cruise where people are buying Rolexes and they're spending $30,000. Tiff not spending $30,000. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Tiff got a good deal because I'm not finna spend full price. But I'm okay being in those environments with those people who do spend $30,000, or maybe they spent the same amount of me. And guess what? If I'm not your cup of tea and you're not mine, I know how to maneuver around. There's nothing wrong with being able to say, not quite my crowd, not quite my vibe, but you still belong at the end of the day. God wouldn't put you there if you wasn't meant to be there. That doesn't mean you were meant to be there with that group. Or maybe you were meant to be there with that group to know that's not your group. But don't feel out of place. And I'll also say social media have you tugging and pulling and thinking you need to do this and that. Like when I first came into travel, I saw everybody doing this and that. And I'll never forget, one of my coworkers was like, "Tiff, why are you going to this country and doing this excursion and you don't even want to do it?" And that always stuck with me. Now I do what I want to do when I travel. If I want to stay in the first 2 days, I want to stay in the bed and order room service. That's what Tiff gonna do. So I say the same thing. You travel and define what that looks like for you. Don't let social media tell you you should be burnt out, running, unless you love to run. So when you start to know you, you'll know what do you like when you travel, and embrace that. Don't let social media or nobody else tell you how to do what you do. Learn you and love you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody want to add anything? Well, I will say this, because developing your travel confidence can be an evolution. I mean, unless you're just really an outgoing person and you just live in the world in the fullness and the bigness of yourself, then that's not going to be a problem for you. But I'm personally an introvert. And so it can be tricky for me socially sometimes. But can I share this with you all? And I promise you, this is my truth. Every corner of the earth that I've ever gone to, you will hear Black folks music. You will see them mimicking urban wear. You will see, when I tell you the world knows us, and not only do they know us, and the word covet might be a little strong, but when I tell you that they mimic, they are watching, and that they want to be what Black women have, y'all. I have learned this, and I tell this to my daughter. Trust me, sis. They want what you got. Whether it's your hair, your skin, your lips, your badonkadonk, whatever it is. I promise you, I was in like not even a remote village, but I was not in a big city in Vietnam. Why do I hear Michael Jackson? Why are you playing the music? It's because you all, they understand the value of our culture. They understand and they appreciate it because they try to mimic it. I think maybe we don't understand the fullness of our reach in the world in terms of our culture and in terms of what people see. So that for me, I walk with my head high. I don't care where I am now because I know y'all listening. I know y'all listening to the music. I know y'all mimicking the way we dress. You mimic the way we talk. You mimic the way we look. All because you understand the value of this culture. You see it. You see the beauty in it. And so that has helped me kind of transition from this maybe inward facing traveler to I take up space. I dare you to say so. I take up space. I'm
I
here. I'm
love
here for
that. I
the
love that.
whole
I take up
experience.
space. Yes.
I take up space and travel wise. But let me do this real quick so I don't forget. Cheryl says, can you ladies put together a luxury travel toolkit for us with all of these wonderful tips that you've provided in this discussion?
Cheryl's trying to make us work.
Seriously, we got clients
That's
we
an,
work
that's an
for.
opportunity for y'all because I know nothing. That's an opportunity in the waiting. I'm sure you all probably have, and we'll talk about it before we get out of here. Some of your offerings that you have for women, whether it's coordinating travel or if you have an ebook or something like that. So before we get out of here, because who's to say, Cheryl, these travel professionals here may already have that in the making. I don't know. So I will give you all an opportunity on the back end as we close out to share all of your offerings and where folks can find you again. I wanted to. I'm Look, Crystal. I still haven't forgotten. You haven't given us your cry moment, but we'll wrap up with your cry moment. But I wanted to ask you too, since we've talked about all the beautiful things, we've talked about some tips that might help you elevate your trip. What are some challenges? Are there any challenges that you have run into that you've maybe had to overcome, or that you would want women to be aware of so that they aren't caught off guard? Any challenges in luxury travel in this space?
Yeah, I would just say be careful at, especially, if you still reside in the United States, be careful at the information that you are receiving from the news. Because the United States news will have you, let me say this in a nice way, be bamboozled by the tomfoolery and let me not say that word, but y'all know the word that I'm thinking, right? Because they will portray to you that these other countries are unsafe.
Yeah.
But yet those same people that are the politicians, those type of folks, the other folks, they're vacationing there.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
They're vacationing there. So I would just say do your due diligence because, for instance, people ask me all the time, do I still safe as a African American woman living in Mexico? Well, that's
Mm.
another conversation, right?
Right.
That's another
Right.
conversation, right, Daddy? That's another conversation.
Yes.
I would just say be cautious. Don't just say you're not going to go and visit this country. Visit the country and see for yourself your own experience and see how safe you feel. Maybe connect with some other ladies. There's all types of Facebook groups. Connect with one of us, connect with one of us. Maybe you can join one of our group trips. Maybe
Yes.
you can have us put together, curate a trip for you, right? But don't just listen to the United States news and what they say about these countries, especially if you ain't traveling nowhere but outside of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
They'll lead you astray.
They
They will
will
have you think Mexico's the most dangerous place in the whole wide
every
world.
time.
And
Yes, indeedy.
I came from Chicago. I tell you right now, Chicago's more dangerous, way more dangerous than any
Same
place
as
I've ever
in
been
DC.
in Mexico.
Same as in
Okay.
DC. Same.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Ladies, any other challenges you want to share? Anything you want to give somebody the heads up, like be on the lookout for, or maybe avoid these kinds of behaviors while you're out traveling?
Ooh, I'm trying to put together a roommate matching, um, booklet, right? Because a lot of my trips, you have a single person, right? And that single person supplement as a solo traveler, that's a killer sometimes, okay? Because a lot of the hotels and the cruise lines, they ain't got nothing for you. You still got to pay twice like you a second person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but a roommate matching, things that you can't tolerate, like snoring or, talking loud or talking about politics or, things like that, or eating with your mouth open, those things that bother you. I'm trying to put together a roommate matching because that is what stops a lot of my ladies from coming. They don't want to pay that single supplement,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But they want to come. So that's an issue. That's a big issue. And I've been paying that single supplement for 45 years. So I know it. Okay. I know the
Let's say
pain. I
that
know the
single
pain.
supplement is real.
Woo.
Tiff,
Oh,
anything
yeah.
you want to caution?
Oh, caution.
Or just a challenge maybe that you faced that you had to overcome in your travels?
Ooh, I'm like, I don't know, like anything else, I guess it's so much. Again, just I guess being comfortable, knowing what resources are out there that's available for you. Again, whether you're solo traveling, group traveling, I mean, who you can trust with your money, who you can trust just country wise, being with, I would say just due diligent. We have intuition for a reason. Perhaps if it doesn't feel right, trust that gut feeling, do your homework, research. Again, if you're booking travel, I say even me, look me up, make sure I'm legit, but get that warm and fuzzy. When you're in a country, again, I ain't gonna lie, like if I do an Airbnb or a hotel, I'm telling them it's two. I be lying. Lord forgive me, but I want you to think somebody else coming, especially at Airbnb. I be solo as I don't know what. It's two of us, so you're already expecting somebody else. Like I want to posture and position myself. Like I'm one of those. I'm always on my phone. My best friend, I like to be cautious and look around. And I kind of had that face like, don't come over here, don't approach me. But they know because I got big eyes, so I'm looking. Don't feel right, so it's okay. Look around, get comfortable with what's going on. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Again, ask enough questions that you need to ask to feel comfortable. Use your Google Translate, your Maps Me, your offline map. I think there's some other ones, but again, know what kind of resources. Use the Secretary of State to see, do you need a visa? So again, some of those resources, knowing what's available, will help build your comfort level. Because again, the challenge is some people just don't feel comfortable leaving the U.S. because of the language barrier, the this and that, but they don't know there are tools out there to help you. And again, if you say, not right now, I want to go solo, that's okay. Find you some people who do want to travel. Like Crystal said, get with one of our groups or get in a group. Don't wait for those people that keep telling you, I'm going to have my money together.
Right.
Time to travel.
Right.
And it's crickets. Baby,
And
if
it
you're
never leaves group chat. Never leaves group chat.
yeah, you
I
lead
have
the
no
group
time
chat
for that.
yourself and come on back and report to the group chat. That's
Yes.
okay. Will find anytime I've gone solo, I've never come back solo. You're gonna meet people sometimes, you're gonna keep in contact. I got people I've
Friends
never
for
met.
life.
They kids done graduated college and I never met
Yes.
them. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to make new relationships, but be vigilant.
Yes.
You said it. You said it. And Michelle Obama said something recently on one of her podcasts. She was saying you cast a wide net because you never know. You don't want to lock people out. You don't want to not be open. But as soon as that your intuition or that vibe comes up, she said, baby, you shut it down. You shut it down. But that's why we have to kind of tap into that. Don't ignore it. If you get a feeling about a place, and it has happened to me through travel too. If I get a feeling about something, it just doesn't sit well with my spirit, I ask no questions. I don't second guess myself, honey. We are up and out of here. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm in a taxi. If you make me feel uncomfortable, I'm on the phone with my brother. And my brother talks loud and crazy, honey. He's like, well, I'm right down. Do whatever it is you need to do, but don't close yourself off to those experiences. So cast a wide net, but be vigilant and know when to say when and when to cut it off and when and what to divulge. We have a question from the chat. It says, y'all have group trips and where do I sign up? I'm telling y'all, yes, they do. Every last one of these women here curates wonderful excursions and trips. And so I'm going to have them before we close out, because we've been going on over an hour, you all. And I promised them I wasn't going to take up all of their evening time, because I am so appreciative that you all agreed to do this and share this information with my sisters in the chat. I think every Black woman deserves not just luxury travel, but she deserves the ease. She deserves to be able to explore freely and enjoy all of the offerings of this beautiful earth. And so thank you, ladies, first of all, for agreeing to do this. And before we close out, girl, you ready with your trip that made you cry? Crystal, what made you cry, girl?
It made me
I know it's
cry.
so weird. It's hard to choose one.
It is hard to
It
choose,
is.
but if I had to name a trip that made me cry, it would be my trip of moving outside of the United States.
Yeah.
If I think about how far, and I'm gonna try not to cry now. If I think about how my children are fluent in Spanish now, if I think about how many friends that they have here in Mexico, if I think about how we have grown, how we have matured, how we have recreated ourselves. If I tell you if I tell you the freedom that we've experienced by being outside of the United States, all of that makes me cry. So that's my answer.
Thank you for
Nice.
that, sister. I can totally identify with that. And I love the word freedom. I think tonight we have helped, I hope, reframe the word selfish, and that selfish really isn't selfish. It's really, it's what you deserve. And sometimes we, Black women, we will put everything in front of us. We will put everybody before us. And so if we can reclaim that word selfish and put a positive spin on it, I thank you, Danny, for reframing that for us. And Crystal, I thank you for putting the emphasis on freedom and what it means to for real be free, that you can pack up if you don't like a place. I know this happens to a lot of people too. They're afraid that if I get here, what if I don't like it? Girl, you might not like it.
Yeah.
Pack up and move again. You are not a tree.
That
You
part.
you
That
are
part.
not planted. You could pack up and move again. And the first place may not be your forever place, but know that you have the freedom to redefine this thing and start over as many times as you want to. I just appreciate y'all for all of the input and everything that you've brought to our audience tonight. I'm just going to scan real quickly to see if anybody has any questions before we get ready to sign off. And I'll let the ladies wrap up and tell you all of their contact information. And just for the record, all of their contact information is in the description part of this video. It's throughout the chat in the video as well. And you can find every last one of these women across social media platforms. So if there's anybody who has a question before we go, I'll ask you to put 3 Qs in front of that and put it in the chat, and we'll try our best to get to all of your questions. And Marilyn will kill me if I don't do this. Listen, if you're worried about financing this thing, we got you. We do it all over here. What I'm going to ask you to do is, if you're interested in investing, if you're interested in trading, if you're interested in becoming a better steward over your money, please join us. We do bi-monthly, every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. We have a financial literacy learning community where we teach Black women. Yep, I said it. Ain't no men in there. Becky not invited. She don't get to come. It is a space curated for Black women and women of color where we talk about money, where you can, it's a judgment-free zone, honey. You could, all your money trauma, trust me, we've already probably discussed it. But we want to give you tools so that you can maximize the money that you have, grow it, and so that these excursions and all this luxury travel and all that life has to offer is no longer, it doesn't feel like it's beyond your reach. And we understand it takes money to do these things, and we want to show you how to make your money work for you. So please consider joining the 1,000 Black Women Brokerage Account Challenge, where we help you open up a brokerage account, where we teach you everything you need to know about investing and trading so that you can make your money work for you. There, Marilyn, I did it. All right, ladies.
Sandra,
So,
I wanna jump in really quick just to thank you for opening up your platform to our lady to
Yes.
us. I
Thank you.
thought that this conversation was really great, and I think that we should actually do it again.
I
Y'all,
do
if y'all
too.
think we should do it again, and y'all think this, y'all should hear all of us, put it in the chat if y'all want us to do it again. But thank you, Sandra, for opening
I
up your platform.
Look, I didn't want to impose on you all again, but I was like, wait a minute. There were so many
You're
things that
not
came
imposing
up
on
for
me.
me. I'm like,
Oh,
wait a
but
minute.
we got stories, so you can ask us again.
Can we please? Because I know y'all got some travel stories. I got to tell y'all about one time when I was in Manila and I thought the man was trying to kidnap me in the
Oh,
taxi. Girl, that's when I learned my brother could talk real crazy. My brother, he was on that phone talking real crazy. When whatever the man thought, whatever the energy exchange was, honey, he tightened up real quick because my brother was like, "Oh yeah, I see where you are. I'm following you on the map." A story for another time. So I'm all for doing it again. If you ladies would join me again, I would love that. And I know the ladies in the chat are all saying yes,
They
do it
are.
again. Do it again. Yes, yes, yes. So I know that an hour is a short amount of time. Ladies, we will get something on the books and we promise that we'll get back to you. Yeah, I felt like it was definitely a worthwhile conversation to have. And there's so many other angles we can go. But before we get out of here, can we start with you, Tiff? Can you just reiterate for everyone in the chat your social media contacts in case somebody was under a rock or in case they just got here and they missed it? Tell us again what you do, any projects that you're working on, and where can the ladies all find you?
Ooh, wait, let me see if I remember it all. That's okay if I forget some, but I'm gonna go with what I do remember. So again, my name is Tiffany Herring. If you look me up on social media under my government name, Tiffany Herring, you'll find me. But if you want to jump straight to the handles, I am Tiff Stay Trippin underscore at TikTok and Instagram, no underscore for Facebook, and that is Trippin, TRIPPIN, no G. So Tiff Stay Trippin for Facebook, Tiff Stay Trippin underscore for TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. What do? I am a travel advisor. I mainly specialize in group trips, hosted group trips, as well as cruises, river, luxury, expedition. But again, I do put together customized packages. If you are looking to have travel consultations, you have questions, it's about travel, and period. You want to know about travel hacking, you want to know about kind of turning your passport into paychecks, whatever it is. I kind of say I'm all things travel, or you just want to have a conversation, or you just need a vent. I promise you, when you message me, there's nothing that's really, you might get something that's automated, but more times than not, I'm still going to reach back out to you. So when you reach out to Tiffany Herring, you're going to hear back from Tiffany Herring. I do like building those relationships. So don't feel bad about coming and asking a question. I will get back to you. Please feel free to follow me. And as far as my offerings, I have South Africa coming up October next year, but staytrippin.net. Again, tripping with no G, staytrippin.net. That's where you'll find my group trips. A lot of times I'm just like, hey, come and join me. It's not even necessarily the book with me. If you say, hey, Tiff, I got another way to make this financially work, but I want to join you, you can still join me. It's not about you need a book with me to come. So rather it's cruises or something I'm putting together, or you got another way, let's fellowship, let's come together, let's break bread, let's build a community, let's build these relationships. And again, Sandra, thank you so much again for allowing me to talk to your platform, your network, your audience. To Crystal and Danny, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure learning from both of you ladies, and I look forward to doing it all over again.
And
Same.
that's why I align with these women because I think we all are in it to make sure that people who look like us are having quality experiences. Of course, we are in it as businesses and we want to make money, but that's not our primary concern. Our primary concern is offering services that honor Black women. And so, Tiffany, thank you. Crystal, you want to give it to us before we get out of here?
Sure. So if you missed earlier, my name is Crystal King, also known as Travel Queen. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into my handles on YouTube over here. I am Travel with Queen. If you guys can see that, Travel with Queen on YouTube. On TikTok, I am Travel Queen 2025. TikTok, Travel Queen 2025. And then on Facebook, it's just Crystal King. Okay. On Facebook, just Crystal King. My website is queenkingluxurytravel.com. That's www.queenkingluxurytravel.com, where everyone's luxury experience is curated just for them. Okay. My last group trip actually just came back a week and a half ago. I was there hosting a trip of 10 ladies, and we were there in Thailand. The trip before that was South Africa. So every time I go on a trip, my purpose, I feel like my purpose in life is to inspire people through my families. I always say on my TikTok, my Black family of fours, our journey of living abroad outside of the United States. So if you have questions about maybe you've been considering moving outside of the United States, I can assist with that. I will be announcing my next group trip in the next couple weeks. So if you would like information on that, just make sure you're following me on all of my social media outlets. I do post my group trips on my website, which again is www.queenkingluxurytravel. And I've thoroughly enjoyed being here with you ladies. I've learned so much from you all. Again, thank you, Sandra. And I want to send a friendly shout out to Marilyn because she has been really great with putting all of our links in the
True.
chat.
I
So
told
thank you
y'all,
so much.
she's the moderator extraordinaire. We call her Mother Love.
She's been great. She's been great. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, Crystal. Danny, you want to take us home?
First and foremost, thank you, Sandra, for having us all here. It was great meeting Tiffany and Crystal. Crystal and I live in the same place in Playa del Carmen, so we're gonna hook up.
Yes,
Tiffany,
we
let
are.
us know. Let us know when you coming down, so the three of us can hang out. Maybe we'll put that luxury, ebook together again, right? So let us know when you coming down to visit. I am Selfish Me Travel everywhere. SelfishMeTravel.com, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want, even on Pinterest. I'm SelfishMeTravel.com. I was fortunate enough to snatch that early. Okay. And I specialize in culinary and wildlife vacations in countries in the southern hemisphere. Okay. So while I curate for my clients wherever they want to go, right? I do the group trips for the southern hemisphere. So we're talking about South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, etc., etc. So everything that's below the equator.
I got a question too out of the chat that says, has any of you ladies been to Mauritius, Africa? Has anybody here been to
I
Mauritius?
have. I have.
Yeah, I figured you had, Danny. Y'all know who to reach out to. Danny been there. I'm telling you. And I promise you all, if you all just follow them, just follow their travels on social media, you will be inspired. I travel. I've been out, but when I watch them, just seeing the world through their eyes, honey, 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 it just opens up all those possibilities. So I want to thank you, ladies. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your expertise. And I think we got just about everything out. We definitely are going to have to do this again. We definitely have to put one on the books for the future. Um, and just so y'all know, in PDC, you all will not be having an outing without me. Let's be clear.
When you coming back? I know, girl. When you
You
coming
know,
back?
you don't have to invite me twice to come to Mexico. Honey, I will be there. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
participation. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your love and support. If you have not liked and subscribed to my channel and the YouTube channel of these ladies, if you aren't following them, what you doing with your life?
That
Hit the
part.
doggone like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video with some Black woman that you know needs to get out and she needs to hear this message that the world is open to her. So, like, subscribe, and share, and go see each of the ladies on their social media platforms. Follow, like, and subscribe over there as well. And we will be in touch and we will do this again. Good night, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you. Good night, all.
Your love, I love you. Thank you. Happy birthday. You deserve the best life has to offer. And I will be talking to you soon, too. Bye,
Okay.
everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Ladies, y'all hold on.